Hi, everybody, and welcome to our 2020 homecoming weekend. This is a first for our college in that it is such an unprecedented year filled with much stress, with people all over the country. But I am so excited to tell you that our college so rose to the challenge. We immediately, because of our expertise in distance education, were able to respond very quickly to the pandemic with exceptional programming. Our faculty, our executive leadership team, and I am so sincere about that, as well as our staff and our students, are the very best in the whole wide world. We were one of the few colleges at Ohio State to really be experts in distance education. So we responded, we're so proactive, our students didn't miss a beat because of all the expertise we have in distance education. I got calls from other deans throughout the university who were requesting our help for their faculty. We sincerely are lead at Ohio State in distance education, in innovation, in wellness, in evidence-based practice. And you are going to hear today an update from me about all the fabulous accomplishments. Well, actually not all, because if it was all the accomplishments this past year, we would be here for hours. I want to welcome you to our first ever virtual homecoming. I love our alums. I think we have the best alums in the whole wide world who are so engaged, who continue to support our college in such big ways. So I really thank you for your continued support of our fantastic college. If you were in my wellness session, you got a lot of diverse wellness activities in already today. We actually practiced deep breathing. We did exercises with the resistance band. We did a couple of gratitude exercises, and we finished with chair aerobics to the song by Earth, Wind, and Fire, September, which is so appropriate for today. If you missed that wellness session, I encourage you to stand up if you're seated for the rest or at least some of my presentation today. In addition to being good for our heart health, standing, moving more gives us much more energy throughout the day. So we've got a big dream. We've got big vision, and I try to instill that vision in all of our faculty, staff, and students. Our dream is to be the world's leader in thinking and achieving the impossible to transform health and improve lives. To go along with this vision, I had the first ever Buckeye Brutus created, and he stands near our vision and mission in the entryway of our college. I'm here in the college today, and I so miss being on site with all of you. But I'm really excited you chose to join us virtually. Our mission: we exist to dream, discover, and deliver a healthier world. We really instill, dream, discover, and deliver into the DNA of our students. Because bottom line is, nothing happens unless first a dream. And you've got to keep that dream in front of you every single day. It's got to be bigger than fears, bigger than uncertainties. And I started a new tradition with our students about 5-6 years ago. In order to graduate, they've got to tell me in the next 2 to 5, 10 years, what would they do if they absolutely cannot fail? I think one of the best dreams I've ever gotten was from one of our psychiatric nurse practitioner graduates. Tyler wrote on his dream card, "Bern, I want your job in 10 years. And I said, all right, because we need to cultivate a lot of our young people to assume these leadership positions and sustain the wonderful momentum we have created in our college. We have several core values in our college, ranging from excellence to curiosity to integrity to open, trust, respect, civility, innovation, and change, diversity. And this year we added, because of the tensions we've experienced in our country today, on top of our pandemic, equity, inclusion, and social justice. We also have a core value of personal and professional wellness. We've got to instill wellness into the DNA of our students, because they're not going to be able to take great care of other people unless they learn how to take great care of themselves. We believe in positivity, but also in healthy discourse. We have some new office titles in the college. Our Office of Student Affairs and Success. So we retitled it this year because we created a new office of diversity, equity, and inclusion. We have a wonderful chief diversity officer in Dr. Angela Alston, but we wanted success in the title of our Office of Student Affairs because we are so invested in each of our students really being successful in their personal as well as their professional lives. We have a framework. It's called Live Well. And each of those letters stand for important attributes that we integrate into our curriculum across all our programming, because we want our students to learn how to lead, to innovate, to vision. Because again, nothing happens unless first a dream. To execute, because vision plus execution will lead to great outcomes. And then the WELL stands for be wellness focused for both ourselves as well as the people for whom we care. To be evidence-based, we have a philosophy in the college in God we trust, but everybody else better bring data to the table. And in 2017, with a $6.5 million gift from the Helene Fold Health Trust, we launched the Fold National Institute for Evidence-Based Practice here at our college. That institute is working with hundreds of hospitals, healthcare institutions, colleges throughout the globe on how to improve quality of care and safety through evidence-based practice. Lastly, we are really invested in instilling a thirst in our students for lifelong learning. We're never too mature to learn, and we want them learning, growing, being curious for the rest of their lives and their careers. Lastly, Buckeyes are known for paying it forward. And I tell our students all the time, you go out there and you be a light for our world, making a positive impact, local to globally. There is so much work to be done to transform healthcare and improve lives. Although the United States spends more money on healthcare than any Western world country, we rank 37th in health outcomes. Our students, our grads, must be agents of change to transform health and improve lives for people all throughout the world. Well, this year, 2020, as I'm sure you all know, marks the historic year of the nurse and midwife. And so we rolled out so many initiatives to really highlight our history. Back to Florence Nightingale, who, by the way, was so into health promotion and well-being. And I'm really excited to share with you, we have built such a national and global reputation in wellness. We are really leading the way in that, but we need more nurses to step up in those roles. I'm in a network of 25 chief wellness officers throughout the country. All of them, except myself, are physicians. Physicians have so moved into wellness and prevention, and that is something Florence Nightingale was so expert in. We cannot let medicine take over the world of prevention and wellness. We must step up more because 80% of chronic disease can be prevented with just a few healthy lifestyle behaviors. Unfortunately, we still live in a sick care healthcare system. We must turn the paradigm from sick care to well care, although we will always need exceptional faculty, researchers in acute and critical care. But the paradigm must be shifted if we are going to continue to make progress in the prevention of chronic disease in this country. We have come so far in academic rankings by US News and World Report. We have the best faculty, again, and support staff who are world-renowned teachers. We invest a lot in the infrastructure for our faculty so they can provide the best academic programming in the world for our students. I couldn't have a better executive team with Margaret, Cindy, Christy, Wendy, Mary Beth in research, Laurel Van Drome, Lauren Wall. It's an A++ team, and that team does a fabulous job helping me to lead this college to top-notch programming, research, evidence-based practice, and innovation. Well, we now have the #1 online bachelor's degrees in the country, according to US News and World Report. We have the #4 Master of Science in Nursing program online, the #6 Traditional Master's program, and the #8 Doctor of Nursing Practice program. Again, we excel in academics, in everything we are doing right now because of this fabulous leadership team, faculty, staff, as well as students and you, our alums. We have received the Higher Education Excellence in Diversity Award for the last 4 years. Stay tuned for another announcement in the next month or so. Our research is so cranking, and I really want to thank Mary Beth Papp, our wonderful Associate Dean for Research, Lauren Wald, our Assistant Dean for Research, because they are doing a fabulous job along with our faculty and staff in grant funding. When I came to the college 9 years ago now, it's hard to believe it's been 9 years, we were ranked 47th for our academic, a lot of our academic programs near that 50th mark. And we were ranked 47th in funding by the National Institutes of Health. I am so excited to share with you that this year we reached over $13 million in external grant funding, 8.5 total awards from NIH, the most ever in our college's history. We were number 16th last year in NIH funding. Mary Beth, Lauren, and myself and our research staff have our fingers crossed, but we're really hoping to pull into the top 10 this year. which would be a tremendous accomplishment for our college, first time ever. Mary Beth and Rita Pickler received another 5-year T32 from the National Institute for Nursing Research that allows us to fund PhD students and fully support them. We have a fabulous nurse practitioner-led clinic that's housed over at OSU East Hospital. I really want to thank and recognize Margaret Graham, my wonderful vice dean, who helped get this clinic off the ground. Margaret and I trounced all over Columbus looking for a place where we would put that clinic. Margaret was its first leader. Now we have Dr. Candy Reinhardt serving as our lead and CEO. And I'm so excited to share with you that this year we received federally qualified health center status. That infuses that clinic with about $700,000 every year for us to continue to provide wonderful transdisciplinary team-based care to the people on the east side of Columbus. This is our wonderful team there. It's multidisciplinary, but nurse practitioner led. We have family nurse practitioners, psychiatric nurse practitioners, mental health counselor, pharmacist, social worker, RN case manager. It's a fabulous team providing such needed comprehensive care to an underserved population on the east side of Columbus. Well, this past year, our full National Institute for Evidence-Based Practice worked with the Health Policy Institute of Ohio to put together an evidence-based policy brief, which I'm so excited to share, is being used all throughout the country to improve clinician well-being. The month after we released this brief, this past February, just a month prior to the pandemic hitting, one of our legislators in Ohio used this brief to introduce a new bill. We must continue to be leaders in using best evidence to not only improve quality and safety of care and population health outcomes, but to improve health policy. If you have not yet seen our evidence-based policy brief, I encourage you, go to this website, look at our recommendations that are based on best evidence, share them with the leaders with whom you work or your legislators. Well, 2020, such a historic year with this pandemic. We immediately gathered and we said, what are we going to do to help our nurses thrive, even during the pandemic? Alice Teal, one of our wonderful clinical faculty, and she's actually director of academic programming for our graduate students in wellness. We received a grant from Trusted Health in California for our nurse practitioner students to actually serve as wellness coaches for their nurses who were on the front line of the pandemic. We did that all throughout the summer. This fall, we're providing that wellness coaching support for the nurses in our own medical center, as well as for our students in isolation and quarantine due to COVID-19. We are the only College of Nursing in the country that I am aware of who has launched this type of wellness support partner program to help our nurses and our students. Well, we also received a CASE 2020 Circle of Excellence Gold Award this past year for our O Heart I.O. Heart Health campaign. We partnered with the National Forum for Heart Disease and Stroke Prevention, as well as mayors throughout Ohio, to improve cardiovascular health in their communities. We joined an effort called Move with the Mayor. 11 of our mayors throughout the state of Ohio joined us to get their communities to be more physically active. And you would think we gave them the best Christmas gift in the whole wide world when we brought them down on the football field in the shoe to recognize them for promoting heart health. It was a glorious football day as we sought to increase visibility of 109,000 people in the shoe to improve their heart health. Well, I'm really excited to share. We have not one, not two, not three, but 4 new fellows in the American Academy of Nursing. All of us leaders work so hard to promote our faculty, to get national recognition for the wonderful work that they're doing. We have almost 65 members of our faculty and alums now in the American Academy of Nursing. My only regret this year, I always throw a special champagne reception in Washington for our new fellows, and we're gonna have to do a virtual celebration this year. We are the recipient of another 2020 Alumni Society Award. We have a Distinguished Alumni Award going to Judy Lee Resalot. We have a Distinguished Recent Alumni Award going to Kelly Cook. Our Community Service Award this year is going to Karen Lane, and our Mildred Newton Distinguished Educator Award is going to Janet Fulton. So congratulations to all these wonderful, impactful alums. Well, we now have a mental health pandemic going on inside of a COVID-19 pandemic. Rates of stress, depression, suicide, interpersonal violence, child abuse is skyrocketing right now. In addition, people are attempting to cope with the ongoing stress of the pandemic, of the racial tensions that exist in our country, by increasing their unhealthy lifestyle behaviors. Alcohol use, that's how 15% of the population admits to coping with COVID. There's been declines in physical activity and sleep disturbances. So as soon as the pandemic hit, I worked with my university-wide wellness team to ramp up more programming for our faculty, our staff, and our students. A big red flag: if you are experiencing stress, anxiety, or depressive symptoms to the point they're interfering with functioning, concentration, or judgment, that's the point we need to get you, our students, some help. I've hired a full-time mental health counselor, Shelby Wolf, who is embedded right in our college. We must continue to break down stigma on mental health issues and reassure people there is nothing to feel ashamed about or guilty about if you yourself need a little bit of counseling help. After the COVID pandemic struck, I wanted to quickly create an acronym with evidence-based strategies to help our faculty, staff, students, and alums to cope with COVID. So I developed this strategy. C, control the things you can. Staying focused on things we cannot control will not help. Open up and share your feelings. And if you don't have anybody that you can do that with, write them down in a journal on a daily basis. That helps. Practice daily stress reduction techniques. Remember, physical activity, staying active can really help. Mindfulness is such a great evidence-based strategy. Be here now. Worry about the future, guilt about the past consume a lot of energy, but they don't help. So let's learn how to be more mindful in the present moment. Gratitude, as I talked about in my earlier session on wellness, is something I have tried to embed deeply throughout our college and the university. Gratitude boards, waking up every morning, specifically counting 2 or 3 people or things we're grateful for, can really reduce stress, improve mood, and help us to sleep better. Overturn negative thoughts to positive. We have an evidence-based program we offer here called Mind Strong that teaches our students, faculty, and staff the critical elements taught in cognitive behavior therapy. We would not send divers into a deep ocean without an oxygen tank. How can we send our students and people throughout life without giving them evidence-based CBT and mindfulness skills we know work to decrease stress, depression, and anxiety? Volunteer to help others. Our alums living fabulous proof of how they volunteer. You guys do such a fabulous job in supporting our college, mentoring our students, new graduates, and I thank you for that. Identify helpful supports, and then do your part to prevent spread of the virus. Well, right after the pandemic hit, President Drake, who is now no longer with us, but is the chancellor for the state system in California. And I'm happy to say, Dr. Christina Johnson, who was the chancellor for all of the state university New York system, is our president now. I've gotten a chance to interact with her personally, and I will tell you, I'm excited about her being at our university. Not only does she have the awesome credentials to lead us, but she is a wonderful human being, and she is very vested in wellness, which makes me super happy. So Michael Drake immediately established a pandemic task force. I actually was appointed as vice chair of this scientific advisory subgroup who put together all the evidence-based recommendations for how we return to campus. We did a lot of benchmarking in addition to safe behavior practices. Our subgroup recommended we put an action plan into place to support, to enhance, and sustain optimal mental health and well-being of our students, faculty, and staff. And if you're interested in a guidebook that we created on mental health and well-being, I'd encourage you to download it at this Safe and Healthy Buckeye website. We also launched a Stay Calm and Well series. Part 1, we just finished part 2, and we will be launching a part 3 in the next 6 weeks. All of these lectures, they're only 30 minutes. They are fabulous lectures, tips for how to stay well during the midst of COVID, how to eat healthy, engage in activity, how to decrease stress, anxiety, and depression. So I encourage you, go to the website, listen to some of these fabulous lectures. Well, again, we're shifting the paradigm from sick care to prevention. We've got a huge effort on building resiliency skills in our faculty, staff, students, and alums, including daily practice of gratitude. As we know, research supports its fabulous outcomes. So now I'm going to go quickly to give you an update on where our college stands in terms of research, education, student enrollment, innovation, and evidence-based practice. Again, we are so proud of our faculty, staff, and students for being ranked as high as we are in our academic programs. And I really want to give so much kudos to our senior academic dean, Dr. Cindy Anderson, who has done a phenomenal job leading these high quality academic programs, along with her assistant deans, Christy Browning, as well as Wendy Bowles, as well as all of our faculty and our leads for all of our specialty programs. Well, when I got to the college 9 years ago, our total enrollment was about 1,100 students. Graduate enrollment only accounted for about 200 of those 1,100. I said to the faculty and staff, we gotta grow. We have so much to offer at the bachelor's, the master's, the doctoral level. We have so got to grow our enrollment. We have done that in spades. As you will see, we have over 1,100 undergraduate students this year. We admit 166 students every year in our traditional baccalaureate program. That's one of the biggest baccalaureate programs in the country. What is so impressive is how, though we intentionally grew our graduate enrollment. This slide shows you the enrollment in each of our master's and doctoral programs. We have about 1,265 students in our graduate program right now. Our DNP program continues to grow. Our grad entry numbers are very steady and competitive in the 90s. Our PhD, I'm so excited. This year we enrolled 15 PhD students. That was intentional. We want to keep growing because our research keeps growing. We have fabulous researchers in our college to mentor students in their PhD as well as in their DNP. So again, you can see the tremendous growth in our programs. Our Master of Healthcare Innovation program, which actually enrolls students other than nurses. So it's an interprofessional program, is so exciting and continues to grow. We also have great enrollment in our Master of Clinical Research program, which also admits students across disciplines, nurses, but a lot of other disciplines come into that program as well. So our enrollment this year is almost 2,400 students. Again, we are amongst the colleges of nursing in the country that have the highest enrollments. Despite that, we still turn away so many qualified applicants, which breaks my heart because the GPA to get into our bachelor's program, our average continues to be about 3.8. We also turn away many students who are qualified in our particularly master's, DNP, advanced practice tracks, because we've got to have great clinical experiences for them. Well, research has continued to grow and be successful again under the leadership of Drs. Mary Beth Happ and Lauren Wald. Our faculty work so hard. This past year, we submitted $176 million worth of grants. I always tell our faculty and our students, success is going from one failure to the next with enthusiasm. Know with each grant submission, you're one step closer to getting those funds. If we never swing, will never hit. So our philosophy is let's keep swinging with quality grants. We hit a record this year in our college. We have really worked hard. We have a research infrastructure in this college that will rival any other top-notch college in the entire country. You will see we received about $2.8 million in research funds 5 years ago in fiscal year 15. We have zoomed to over $13 million in research grant funding. And that also does include HRSA grants. And I want to call out Margaret Graham because she is the master of getting funding for HRSA grants. She got 2 of them prior in 1 year, in 1 month. It was phenomenal. We were doing the happy dance. So our salary recovery on these grants are really important because if we can cover faculty salaries with their grants, that's more funds we have to fuel other types of wonderful, innovative initiatives. And this gives you an idea. Indirects have grown. That's the money we basically get for operations, for lighting. Those dollars are really important because Mary Beth and Lauren use those dollars to further grow the research infrastructure to support our faculty, staff, and students. Well, I'm so grateful. I feel also I have the best development alumni relations team in the whole world with Courtney, Olivia, Yvonne. They're fantastic. Last year, Courtney helped me to raise $5.62 million, including a $2 million estate gift to support our PhD students in the future. Annual giving, we've raised over $525,000 to date. And what's really important, we acquired 81 new first-time donors to the college. And in terms of our alumni donor engagement, our nursing alumni society earned Scarlet Level distinction, one of the very few colleges at Ohio State to earn this distinction this many times. So thank you so much to our wonderful alums, to all of our donors who help us to be super successful. And I'll talk about where we're at when I show you some new renderings for our new building with our funds toward that new building. Well, when I came to the college in 2011, we had 119 faculty and staff. This year, we've reached 341 faculty and staff. I've told our leadership team, one of the key goals, we had to raise the number of our tenured track faculty to 40 to 45 if we hope to reach the top 10 in NIH funding. We have successfully recruited so many fantastic faculty over recent years. We're at 40 now, which is great. We continue to grow our clinical faculty, which is so important because they carry the burden of a lot of our teaching. And as you can see how we've grown our support staff to support all the wonderful work we do here in the college. So as a college, we're going to see our budget will be about $39.5 million this year. It's an incredible story. From back in 2011, it was about $11 million. Very few colleges throughout the country can say they've about quadrupled their budgets. We did receive a $1.3 million budget reduction this year. Everybody across the university had to take reduction because of the losses due to the pandemic. We're projected to spend about $36.6 million of those dollars this year. Most of the money that we bring in goes out to faculty salaries, staff salaries, benefits, and then operations and equipment and renovations. So again, you will see the tremendous increase that we've had in our budget over the past 9 years. Well, we just launched a new Center for Healthcare Innovation and Wellness, which is super exciting. Our innovation studio is mobile. It was funded very thankfully by Connie and Gary Sharp. It goes all throughout the university. It provides grants to help transdisciplinary teams come together to create new innovative solutions to health and wellness challenges. Let's watch this short clip. As part of our emphasis on innovation, this past month, we launched a new Center for Healthcare Innovation and Wellness, which I am super excited about.
The Innovation Studio believed in us, so we started to believe in ourselves more.
Our team, with the help of the Innovation Studio, turned dreams into actionable research and development, prototypes into field-ready units that were deployed at 22,000 feet in Peru in just under a year.
I've always kind of seen the Innovation Studio as kind of a metaphorical home.
Innovation is not an elitist sport, and we believe at the Innovation Studio that we need to democratize innovation across our university. We provide funding and resources to every team who wants to pitch their idea to us, and we're going to help them by giving them the support, the permission, and the validation they need to get started.
Working on different projects every day gives me freedom, and I love to be able to have new challenges every day and to be able to help people bring new ideas to life. Our impact definitely spreads a lot farther than I think we ever thought it would, especially this early on.
My project is C3D, and we 3D print models for people who are blind. The models that we print are of things that people would like to see, but are kind of hard to understand in real life through touch. So things that are too small, like cells, DNA, snowflakes, and things that are too big, like buildings, the Taj Mahal, the Capitol building, other famous landmarks, maybe things like maps, like a map of the world. Some people even want to know, can we 3D print fire? As we increase accessibility, it really helps people who are blind, blind students, and blind teachers become more included in the conversations about engineering, about science. Whenever we can include more people in conversations and we can understand different perspectives, then it really helps with our understanding of the world, so then we can make better decisions in science, technology, and engineering. I actually sought out the Innovation Studio when I was a senior in high school. I was looking for a college that had a makerspace. I wanted to find a college that had access to 3D printers so that way I could continue my idea to create C3D. I believe the Innovation Studio is extremely vital to putting ideas into action.
My project involves fusing science and engineering to monitor the rapid changes underway across high mountain glacier environments, with a focus on not only how those glaciers are changing, with an emphasis on water resources and how the destabilization of these ice masses might affect public health and safety via natural hazards. Tropical glaciers are one of the best unbiased indicators that we have of climate change. These massive pieces of ice around the equator they're an unbiased thermometer. They're melting, they're wasting away. As the rate of change continues to accelerate, I think it's really critical that we come up with plans that are more aimed at taking proactive measures to mitigate this risk than strictly reacting when things go bad. I had designed a high altitude, heavy payload autonomous aircraft, as well as a terrestrial laser scanner, all of which could be powered via the sun, solar power. And so in 2019, we successfully conducted a series of sustained, highly coordinated observations from instruments in orbit, in the air, and on the ground. Really, I cannot think of an initiative at Ohio State that has brought more people together across disciplines, across campus, than the Innovation Studio.
Through the Innovation Studio, I have worked on probably a dozen different projects. The one that is the most active at the moment is my rollator project. And a rollator is a walker on wheels. It helps me get from point A to point B better. We tried to make it accessible even in the things that we used to build these extra parts. It runs on drill batteries, and the motors are from some children's scooters. The rollator project, yes, it touches on me very personally, but it speaks to a broader conversation that I'm definitely trying to get more people invested in, where it speaks to how important accessibility is in our society. You know, to me, disability doesn't really exist. It's inaccessibility that's the problem. Kind of the realization of all of that as I was going through my own personal health challenges really led me to start creating solutions. This world was not likely to accommodate for me, and so if I wanted to live in this world, I better start trying to build one that was inclusive to all of us. I grew so much because of the Innovation Studio support, and I think that all educational institutions need something like the Innovation Studio.
We definitely are starting to hit our stride and make some good steps moving forward.
We knew that our students were great. We knew that our faculty were great. We just weren't sure of how quickly and how broadly the work that they were doing would disseminate across the world.
And what's so awesome is nursing is leading our college this effort across the entire university. We recently thought we want to get our students across the university involved in safe physical distancing, wearing a face mask, and mental health and well-being. So we did an innovation challenge, and we're ready to announce the winners next week. Lastly, before I introduce my wonderful executive team, our new building is back on track. We have worked so hard the past 7 years to save $7 million so that I could go to the university and say, please at least match us. Give us $7 million in capital funding. Courtney and I will raise the rest, or we'll borrow a bit as well, but we're totally out of space. We have 3/4 of another building 2 miles from Newton Hall. to house faculty and staff. We need to bring everybody back home. We were just weeks away from breaking ground on this new building addition when the pandemic struck and our building was put on temporary hold. I am so excited to tell you it is back on track. We plan to break ground in early December, but Courtney and I have a real character builder in front of us. We need to raise $4.5 million toward this building. Right now, we've raised $1.5 million, but we have $3 million to raise. Every gift counts, no matter what level. If you are in the position to help us with the building, please let Courtney know. Or if you know a great donor that is very invested in nursing, please refer them to us. If we don't raise that $4.5 million, those dollars will need to be added to our loan amount. That means I'll have to put aside more money every year to pay back that I could be using to fuel other innovative initiatives like you have just heard about. Congratulations, class of 60. You are in first place with our annual class giving challenge. Gifts can be made through December 31st at this website. So with that, I want to challenge us to always dream big, discover, and deliver together. So excited about this college. I'm so excited where we're at. More importantly, all the future dreams that we will accomplish together. So with that, I would like to introduce first off, Margaret Graham. I'm going to ask Margaret to just say about a minute of remarks, and then I'm going to head to Dr. Cindy Anderson and Dr. Mary Beth Happ. Margaret, if you are on, please say hello.
I am on, Bern, and thank you. I would like just to echo a few things that you've said. I thought I would just touch base a little bit on the most recent things that have happened at the Total Health and Wellness. You've already shown the picture of our great staff there and mentioned that Dr. Candy Reinhardt is the CEO of this FQHC. And we have board members. They're made up of patients and community members. And so we have a fabulous board. We had a board meeting last night. And I'll share just a couple of things from that board meeting. Our HRSA grants related to COVID have come in around $780,000. As Bern mentioned, we did a very quick pivot when we were hit with COVID, and we immediately started seeing our primary care patients through telehealth. One positive thing of COVID, I think, is that telehealth reimbursement for primary care is hopefully here to stay. We had 9,849 visits in fiscal year 20, and our no-show rate is dropped significantly because many of our patients have such problems with transportation. And now that we can do telehealth, it has really made a difference. With some of the grant money, we have bought blood pressure cuffs, disposable stethoscopes, thermometers, fetal Dopplers that we send home with patients. So patients can use these for monitoring during our telehealth visit, and that has worked great. We've also purchased PPE for our staff. But something I think you all would like to hear is that we have supplied 3,500 kits to the community. Our staff have been very involved in COVID testing in the community around where our clinic is, which is at OSU East Hospital. And our kits that we've provided are for home isolation. So they have both cloth and disposable masks, gloves, hand sanitizer, disinfectants, wipes, thermometers. And in the next 2 weeks, we have 4 flu blitzes where our staff from the Total Health and Wellness will be out giving flu shots to people in cars. And we have 600 people scheduled for that. Those filled up very, very quickly. Our staff has done a great job of relating very, very well to the community that we're serving in this FQHC. And the last thing is that our students have benefited. Our great IT director, Awesa Lee, has worked very closely with Dr. Christy Browning, who's over our graduate students, Candy Reinhardt and Wendy Bowles, to figure out how do we bring these students into these telehealth visits. And we have figured that out. And now, thanks to Alice Teal's great work with our health coaching, we have, we first teamed up with Dr. Erin Clark, who's the head of the ACO at OSU, and our students reached out to all the ACO members, and we have now completed that. And now our students are working with the patients at OSU East. And our first thing is they will be reaching out, and we have a great model that we're using for Mount Sinai for this outreach. And then our students will be coaching our diabetic patients. So we're doing great things there. And our students, even though we're in COVID, thanks to our IT team, we figured out how to get our students involved there. And now we're probably about 20% of our patients are in person and 80% of our patients are still online.
Thank you, Margaret. And I want to tell everybody, Margaret, Cindy, Mary Beth, and the other members of our executive team, they truly are the wind beneath my wings. I could never fulfill 2 roles at our university if I didn't have the best executive team in the whole wide world. I am so grateful for each of them. So with that, I want to introduce you to Dr. Cindy Anderson, who does a fantastic job heading up all our fantastic academic programs. Cindy.
Hello, everybody, and thank you, Bern. It's wonderful to be able to hear the state of the college and to provide an update to our great alum. I would tell you, just to build on what you've presented, that of course we track our applications, the first of which are the graduate programs that are due. And based on this morning's data, I can tell you in every program and certificate at the graduate level, our applications are ahead of where we were last year. So I think this is really important. It's continued growth. It's a testament to our reputation, and it's so important for our nation to be educating nurses at this time. So we're really thrilled about that. We have been working very hard with our student population to support them through really these significant challenging times with COVID, working with them in terms of their didactic education and their clinical education. As you might imagine, there are very few or many fewer opportunities for clinical education. And as Margaret said, our telehealth advances have been so significant, and we were really well positioned to move into that role. But I would, at this point, send out a plea for any of you who may be in a position to be able to precept any of our students in their nursing education. We would really appreciate that. Our students are really the best, and they get very stressed when there's more of a challenge in finding those clinical placements. So we would appreciate any help you could provide us there. But I can also tell you that our faculty, our staff have been at the front lines of being very supportive and very flexible and trying to work with students, because our ultimate goal is them being competent and ready to enter the workforce. So it has taken a combined effort of our faculty and staff, and our feedback from students is that they feel incredibly well supported, and we're very, very proud of that. And the last thing I will just mention, there's so many things I could say, but I know I have limited time. We really have embraced and really have taken action steps towards really addressing diversity and inclusion and really making the College of Nursing feel like it's an inclusive environment for everyone. So all of our faculty, all of our directors are thinking about ways by which we can do that, including looking at our courses and our delivery of education to make sure we are free from bias. So we are really working together with students, with student groups, with faculty, with staff to achieve this goal so that our students all feel very welcome in the college and are grateful alums just like you are. So thank you for that. And I will end my short discussion.
Thank you, Cindy. And now I'm going to introduce you to our fantastic Associate Dean for Research and Innovation, Dr. Mary Beth Happ.
Hello, everybody. It's so great to be here and to hear and celebrate the accomplishments of our college with all of you. So Bern certainly presented the good news about research and our research mission and accomplishments to date. I want to add that we continue kind of full bore ahead, lots of energy around new grant submissions, new research ideas. During the pandemic, the beginning of the pandemic in early spring, we were challenged to temporarily pause research that involved direct contact with human subjects. And so our researchers did some incredible pivoting on ways to access and engage with research participants in remote fashions. And so we've made great strides in that regard. And then slowly, in concert with the rest of the university research team, have brought our research back to full operations, using all the additional precautions and these combinations of being remote when possible. So it's been very interesting, such a learning curve for everyone, and I just have great respect and admiration for our researchers and their teams who have been able to accomplish that. I'd also like to mention that Dr. Lauren Wald, his lab was involved in developing the COVID-19 test kits for our health system during the early crisis time of the pandemic. So lots of important work there that was in service to our university community and the patients that we serve. The NIH does provide some additional research grants aimed at COVID-19 and the effects of COVID-19. And so we have been also engaged in expanding our research portfolios to include those aspects, and it's been, again, really interesting. Please do look for the upcoming Transformations magazine, which highlights our college research initiatives on health equity and the effects of racism on human health and wellness. I think you'll be really impressed to see the breadth and extent of research ongoing in our college in these areas. And I'm happy to take questions when we open up the panel to questions. Thanks so much for your support.
Okay, thanks, Margaret, Mary Beth, and Cindy. I don't see any questions in the chat box from anybody, but please know, I'm sure I can speak for Margaret, Cindy, and Mary Beth that they'd be delighted to have any emails from any of you that have questions about research, education, practice. You can also email me directly. I want to conclude by saying I'm so very grateful to you as our alumni. You really are terrific. Your ongoing commitment to our college is just fantastic. We're where we're at because of where you were and what you contributed to building as a foundation for our fantastic college. We're going to move now to honoring our 50th anniversary class. Time goes by so quickly, but I wish all of you the very best. Stay in touch, and by all means, stay well. Take care.